When we look at human history, the story of beverages begins almost at the same point as the story of civilization itself. Today, we see water, coffee, tea, juice, or other drinks as ordinary, but thousands of years ago, people consumed beverages not only for thirst, but also for rituals, health, social bonding, and even survival. The oldest known beverage evidence takes us back about 9,000 years to around 7,000 BCE chemical analysis of pottery found in the Neolithic settlement of Jiahu in China shows that people were fermenting rice, honey, and fruits to produce drinks. This mixture can be thought of as something like a combination of modern beer, wine, and mead. This discovery proves that humans discovered fermentation technology very early in history. But here's the interesting part. Fermentation was probably discovered by accident. In nature, ripe fruits can ferment on their own. Early humans likely ate naturally fermented fruit and then learned to replicate the process. In other words, beverage production may have started simply by observing nature. If we go even further back, residues of a beer-like fermented drink dating back about 13,000 years were found in Rakafet Cave in Israel. Researchers believe this drink was used in ritual ceremonies. This shows that beverages were not just about nutrition, but were already at the center of social and cultural life. As time passed, humans began producing drinks more deliberately. In the Middle East, especially in the Mesopotamian region, beer production using barley became common. Archaeological findings in Iran show barley beer production dating back to around 3,400 to 3,000 BCE. Beer was so important to the Sumerians that beer symbols appear in their writings, and they even produced different types of beer. At this point, beverages were no longer just something to drink. They became part of the economy and social order. Workers were paid with beer. It was used in religious ceremonies, and it was a daily part of nutrition. Wine created another major turning point. Archaeological discoveries in Georgia show that wine production from grapes began around 6,000 BCE, meaning wine has a history of roughly 8,000 years. These discoveries show that people developed grape cultivation specifically for wine production. Findings from Haji Firuz Tepe in Iran show wine production around 5,400 to 5,000 BCE. Even more interesting, people used resin-like substances to preserve wine and prevent it from spoiling. This means preservation technology already existed back then. Looking at South America, we see a different story. In the Andes region, a corn-based drink called chicha has existed for about 6,000 years. This drink was used both in daily life and religious ceremonies. In the Inca civilization, workers drank chicha while working in fields, and it was also used as an offering to gods. Honey-based drinks may be among the oldest beverages humans ever consumed. Honey can naturally ferment, and when mixed with water, it can easily produce alcohol. Drinks like tej, consumed in Ethiopia, show that honey-based beverages have existed for thousands of years. So why did humans start producing beverages so early? There are several important reasons. First, safety. In the ancient world, clean drinking water was difficult to find. Fermented beverages were sometimes safer than water because fermentation could kill many harmful bacteria. Second, social bonding. Scientists believe fermented drinks helped people celebrate together and form social connections. This may have played a role in the transition to settled societies. Third, ritual and religion. In ancient societies, drinks were offered to gods, used in funeral ceremonies, and consumed during special occasions. In fact, some researchers believe fermented beverages may even have influenced the development of agriculture. Growing grains was difficult work, and humans may have done it not only for food, but also for beverage production. Today, there are thousands of beverage varieties in the modern world, but when we look at their origins, they all share something in common: nature, coincidence, and human curiosity. Thousands of years ago, fruit juice forgotten in a clay pot may have created the foundation of today's multi-billion-dollar beverage industry. And maybe the most interesting truth is this: throughout human history, beverages have not just been food. They have shaped culture, technology, economy, and society. Today, when you drink coffee, tea, or any beverage, you are actually continuing a tradition that is thousands of years old. Humans didn't invent beverages. They observed nature, experimented, and improved it, and the story is still continuing. If you want, I can next translate or directly write the next script, How Fermentation Changed Human History.